Girls of Reddit, what things do guys do to impress you that make you cringe? One time a guy was showing me some picture he took on his phone. As he is scrolling, tons of nudes from other girls pop up in his camera roll. Like, WTF dude, this is our first date. I don't want to see sketchy pictures like that. At least save them to another album. He wanted to show off how much a player he was, so you'd be jelly. When they try to impress me with their knowledge without taking my own into consideration. For example, this guy recently tried hitting on me in a parking lot. He then started giving me bad car advice, and it was obvious I knew more than him in mechanics. I'm a grad student. I've had guys try to explain my own research system to me. Immediately bragging or showing off within 5 minutes of conversation. That includes how much you make, your job, etc. One guy at a bar last week grabbed my arm to shout in my ear, "I had cancer when I was a kid." Yeah, don't do that. I think you would enjoy the movie 50/50. Tell me how many girls they have slept with. Most of the time they are lying, and if they aren't then EWW. Willy pics. I'm 37, on OkCupid, and 2 days ago a dude tried to send me one a day after we'd exchanged phone numbers to arrange a date. He is in his late 30s, early 40s. Seriously dude, we haven't even met. WTF. Bash on women. It literally makes no sense, but it's so common. Crap talk my so as if that will make me change my mind and hop on your willy instead. Hey baby, lose the 0 and go with a hero, winks and makes gun gesture with click sound. He wore a shirt with 2 arrows pointing to his biceps that said "Welcome to the gun show." Cringe and laugh. Flaunting their wealth. I'm sure that is a turn on for some girls, but for me and most people I know, it just screams douchebag. Crazy driving. Maybe once I've known you for a while and understand that you have total control of your car, I'll be more comfortable with you driving fast and reckless. But until then, showing me how you can drift around a corner just makes me think you're being reckless with my life. Please stop. But the handbrake turns. I was told it worked. The biggest one for me is lying about the things he's into just because I said I was into those things. If you've never seen Blade Runner, for example, don't say you have just because it's my favorite film. I can always tell when they're lying about this and I don't think it's sweet. Another thing is demanding to pay for everything. I appreciate when guys pay, but I like to pay once in a while too. This isn't the 1950s and I have a job, so let me treat sometimes. I love Blade Runner. Wesley Snipes is such a badass. I once went on a second date with a guy who came to pick me up. I live in apartments and try to be super considerate of my neighbors all the time. As soon as I get in his car he starts revving his engine super loud. A, I'm not impressed by that whatsoever, and B, I'm sure none of my neighbors appreciated the noise. That was our last date. When they say, I could be with any girl right now, but I chose you. God bless you. OMG, so blessed. When guys give me a resume, or tell me why I should date them. I'm real buff, I'll treat you real nice. I make lots of money, I'll buy you gifts. Like I'm some sort of a shallow brainless twit that is looking to hire a boyfriend. I got my Magnum condoms. I got my wad of hundreds. I'm ready to plow. I dropped my monster condom for my Magnum dong. A man once bragged about how many women he had slept with, and without transition, asked me out on a date. He went from talking about Pounds Town to asking me downtown. It was, sadly, not a joke. I don't like loud obnoxious guys. Sure, if we're at a bar and you're drunk and yelling, that's one thing. But to just be loud and obnoxious all the time embarrasses me. If we're getting coffee, the people at the other end of the patio shouldn't know what we're talking about. Went out with a dude I got set up with. He seemed okay, albeit not my type. But I'm like, whatever. We'll eat and have an alright time. Nope. We get to the restaurant and as soon as Latina waitress leaves, he starts spewing all of this garbage about Mexicans, saying they're lazy and that he wanted a new server. Awful. I just looked at him, went lamento T seemed too sassy, and broke out of there. TLDR. Racism does not make me hot. Translated, I'm sorry you feel that way. Stone cold. They ask me if they can help me with my math homework because I'm holding a math book. I then explain to them that I'm a college professor and don't need their help. Equating their worth or validity as a human being with their car in any way whatsoever. Its make, its model, its size, etc. I once had someone introduce themselves to me as I'm so and so. I drive a Lamborghini. He was bright, intelligent, charming, successful, and didn't have a clue about himself. I was trying to figure out what kind of name so and so is for a little too long. If a guy is trying to impress me, I'm probably too busy being impressed that they're making the effort. Having said that, the last guy to chat me up kept bringing up the fact that he's read all the Game of Thrones books and so is never surprised by the TV show. I failed to see why this was such a huge point of pride, but I guess literacy is never a bad thing. Oh my god, Lana, read a book. I once had a guy tell me way too many giraffe jokes, but I forgave him. He was hot. I try to avoid giraffe jokes, not just on dates either, because I'm always worried the joke will be way over someone's head, and then I would feel bad. 1. For some reason at the university I go to, it's a really big thing for guys to brag about how broke they are. This is almost always at the bars where they are spending copious amounts of money on drinks. Oh man, I'm so broke. I have like no money and that's why I'm drinking hams all night. It's not impressive, and coming from a low income background it pisses me off. No, you are not broke, and if you are it's only because you're walking around in expensive clothes and going to bars every night. People who are actually dirt poor do not brag about it. Why is this a thing to brag about? 2. Trying to act like they know more about a subject than they really do. People know when you're boasting. I respect people more for humbly saying I don't actually know very much about that so I can't comment. In the same vein, acting like there's no possible way I could know more about math or science or politics than them because I have tea and a vagina. 3. Wow, girls who look like you usually aren't this smart. Good for you. Why would you want to worry your pretty little head with grad school? Negging is not a good strategy for picking up quality women. Move on to the fall over drunk ones who are barely coherent enough to notice how awful you are if you want to continue these actions. The whole "but I'm a nice guy" act. If you really were a nice guy you wouldn't have to tell me that. There was a guy at my college for a semester that would lift his shirt and show girls his third nipple. We all thought he had Asperger's, so it was really painful to watch. Follow me around the gym and strategically place yourself where I can see you lift. I'm busy, bro. Also, to the one guy who found it necessary to do one-armed rows right at the foot of my bench with 100-pound dumbbells. You drop it on my foot I will end you. Not impressive. Annoying as frick. Try to sound too intelligent in conversation texts by throwing in an excess amount of uncommonly used words. Usually this happens discussing things I like, as if they're trying to one-up me on their knowledge of the topic or impress me with the fact they like it too. Guys at the gym that start grunting and thrusting dramatically while working out when a female is present. Pick up a guitar during a party and play Wonderwall. For your information, I am not a girl, but I cringe when guys think that would actually impress a girl. This might just be me, but talking about how much you work out. Sometimes it's not even subtle. In the middle of a conversation about Harold and Kumar, please don't shout, and I can bench press, like, 130 pounds. I just thought you should know. Also, sending a friend over to talk to me for you. I thought that sort of thing would stop well after high school. I'm amazed how many guys my age still do this. Shyness can be sweet, but really, I'm not going to eat you. Also, please don't tell me that for a girl. I'm actually really cool. If you bench 130, you're not telling anyone about it. When I didn't have a 360, I played the Mass Effect series at the rec center at my school. In the heat of a battle in ME2, this bespectacled young man sits next to me and informs me that I'm using my sniper rifle wrong. It's okay, though, because he's here to help. Actually, people have paid him for his video gaming advice before, so I'm lucky I'm getting it for free. Spoiler, as if that weren't obnoxious enough, though. He talked all the way through the cutscene where Legion joins your party.